Knicks Morning Koffee. I'm Mr. King. Y'all know my partner, Joe Cool.
What's going on, yo?
All right, so let's just get right into it today. After 9 straight wins.
Before we do that, hit that like.
They should already know that.
And subscribe for your boys.
Yeah, y'all been lacking a little bit, but it's all right.
2 seconds. Ready? Okay, hallelujah, let's go.
All right, so after 9 straight wins, now we got 3 losses in a row. But you know what? I ain't down about that because we're not playing bad. No. You know, we're just not clicking on all cylinders. Right. So the thing that bothers me is that we asked the question last week, or I did, what's more important, fighting for 4th place or holding on to 6th?
No, fighting for 4th.
Yeah, so because fighting for 4th, you would think that would guarantee you 6th.
We're still in 5th, right?
Yeah, tied for 5th. So I don't know. I didn't look at the standings to see what exactly did they flip-flop us and the Nets, because now we're tied. We only had them by half a game last night. But the good side is that we have to remember that at full strength, we were at the top of the league in a whole lot of different categories. Mm-hmm. You know, so I don't really think so much that we have to panic, but you just want to keep an eye on, what you have to do, because injuries happen in this league. Some of our best players in the game are injured, so if we calling ourselves one of the almost like lowercase elite teams, then we have to realize that injuries is going to be a part of the game.
Well, I think you're missing something with the injuries. It depends on the player that get injured. If your best player get injured, it's different when your leader gets injured. So that's what we're looking at. So all the things, all my concerns that we've been asking every week, they all came true in these past 3 games.
Yeah, but I can't say that it was so much the leadership part. I can't say that it was because of the way we playing. Like take away last night, and we'll get to the numbers. And even in Brunson's case, it's one and the same, because every team has that. Some teams had 3, but everybody got at least 2, regardless of their all-star level. So Brunson is one of our stars. He also is our leader, but he's one of our stars. So him going out, of course, that hurt. It hurt down the stretch where he's able to take over a game one-on-one. But it didn't hurt. I don't think it hurt in times of flow, other than I felt the coach should have, and I think I said this the other day to you, to keep our rhythm. After that first game, Brunson was out. Okay, you usually start your next best guard. But we could have started Deuce or Derek just to keep that rhythm.
You know, it's crazy, which they was doing before. Remember, he had Deuce starting and quickly still coming off the bench.
Early in the year.
But I got something I think there's something to that.
What's that?
Because I know you asked the question last week. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? You asked, is it the coach or is it the players? And then we had that good game with Quickly that came back and quickly showed that he still got more potential to go. And I said, is it the Belichick rule? Like when that player goes down, and that's what I'm starting to see. So one thing with Brunson, when he's hurt, Randall doesn't know what to do out there. It's almost like a match made in heaven with Brunson coming out. And then I was going to say another point too that I missed it, but yeah, just something about Brunson being out and Randall.
Well, I mean, you look at it this way. And I think I got that in here somewhere. When we talking about the Heat game plan, knowing that Brunson was out was to be physical. Actually, I have it right here. The Heat's game plan was to be physical with Randall because they know Brunson is out, right? And then who did they pick to be physical with Randall? Marcus Morris.
Marcus Morris.
Right. So that they know that Randall don't have that comfort, that blanket.
It's crazy because I feel like we physical with everybody else, but that's where I was going. So now Cam Reddish, I guess, had a 5-second talk or interview, and he said it had nothing to do with the game. The reason why he was playing, it was everything else. Yeah. It was the favoritism. And I think, we kind of seen that with the coach. Like, with RJ not sitting for a while. And, you know what I mean? Little things like that. Like, do personal get in the way of the...
the
family affair with the Knicks,
No, I don't know if that one was family affair because he still comes from that same tree. He was like a high-powered player coming out of high school, Duke, all that. He still fit into that mold. I think when he started making the statements about playing time to the assistant coaches that he trusted and getting back to Tibbs, I think Tibbs used that. But sometimes when you got too many players, you have to try to psych yourself out of who not to play when you got guys at multiple positions. But if a team knows that they're going to try to rattle Randall like that, so who else will be the one to step up?
I mean, Quickly
stepped up, but he just wasn't hitting at first.
He's not.
Yeah.
It's like the moves he got is not clear cut that he knows that that's what he wants to do.
Well, he got one. He got the one, which was working for him last night.
But he did a couple of things last night, like the floater. And
the floater with the guy behind you. That's his go-to. So, but again, the thing that I could have saw for Tibbs, there's nothing you could do to help Randall out, even though it wasn't his greatest shooting night. Because teams will do that to you when you're like, same thing with the Clippers. If Paul George or Kawhi is out, they're just so much easier to guard because you don't have to look at that other guy. But you could have, you Tibbs, and we talking about is it the coach? Okay, if you don't want to start the other player, then we could have picked on the matchups. Like I was looking at certain things that we could have done, even though we just was missing shots that we had been making. Somebody said the other day, you live by the three, you die by the three, but RJ and Randall was trying to go to the hole.
And you know what? And I believed that for years, but now we in a new game.
Yeah.
Like that live by the three, die by the three. Yeah, it sticks, but it doesn't stick anymore. Like I said, I think at the end of the day, it comes down to your mental at this point with these games. And as great as Randall is, he's not the leader, and that's okay.
He's the leader. He's the leader.
Like when you
listen, what can he gonna do though? Really,
I'm talking about it ain't the fact of what can he do. It's like realizing your strengths and weaknesses. Sometimes Brunson, you could tell sees that. Hart sees that quickly. Like a lot of them see that.
Being too hard on him because Joe.
No, I'm not saying this as a bad thing. I'm saying is at least you gotta say it. Like meltdowns like that shouldn't happen. It only really happening because the build up for the last 3 to 4 games.
No, but he played hard. He played
playing hard.
He played hard, right? He played hard and he played good and he was moving the ball.
When you on the court screaming at your assistant coaches and your teammates, that's
he does that. I mean, but some players do that. I mean, some of our greatest players still do that. I don't think that manifested in not having Brunson. It would manifested in, and we also going to get to that
Brunson
too.
That players can't.
But no. Let's get to that too because Kawhi Leonard last night. Kawhi was quietly dominating our guys. And you could see that with we say Randall, and I also have this here too. We say Randall was getting the good treatment when the mid-level stars. Because he was coming out on top when we was playing all the teams. There's only so many superstars in the league. Right. So all the teams that had mid-level stars, Randall, he was getting the benefit of all the calls. Now you coming up against Kawhi Leonard, who now with Paul George has coming back, has been quietly building up his stamina back into that all-star elite status. And last night's show, as physical as they was being, with Randall, he wasn't getting the same call. He could have got that call every time against Marcus Morris. They wasn't giving it to him. But on the other end, you giving it to Kawhi because he's now the star on the court. So the referees are worrying about that. If it's the mid-level stars, Randall hasn't been getting the benefit. But again, he's not that type of leader. The same thing they say with Kevin Durant. Kevin's going to be his best player on any team he go on. But he'll never be considered a leader in that sense.
Right.
But Randall's leadership has been the team galvanized around him, and he has accepted that. Now, of course, you're going to have those mental breakdowns.
Is it leadership or is it dominance?
No, it's leadership because he more embraced the team. He more, he's looking for guys. Even when he go to the hole in his mind, he already knows that IQ or Grimes or somebody just sliding over into his vision. So he's already premeditating. Those passes that go out, they're not going out because the defense stopped him. Randall can bully his way to the rim probably at all times, right? But now that rotations, people not just standing around with that Carmelo effect, watching you work. They moving into the line of sight. So to me, that's a part of leadership of players knowing, okay, he takes most of our shots, but he's not selfish with the ball. And we got to give Randall credit for that. Now, you're going to be on all the time?
No, you're not going to be on all the time. But leadership to me is not when the rebound goes up, Brunson is there, you look for Brunson. even when Brunson is there and he's probably sitting on the bench, you're going to look for quickly off the rebound. Not you grab a rebound and you start flying down court. We used to get on Melo for that. So as much as
Randall don't do that no more.
He did it last night.
Okay, but he could do it, but generally he has not been doing that.
Shouldn't be doing it.
No, he can do it.
But you're doing it because you folding under that pressure. You got to think things through before you just start doing it. You know what I mean? Like the frustration where Randall kicks in. It was happening last year and the year before. You could see the demeanor on his face, or cursing out a ref, or
yeah. But I don't know if I could agree with that one, man. Because even if you're going to do it sometime when you got a bigger guy like a Morris on you, you feel you can beat down the court. But again, all this still goes back to the rotations. I mean, we could have still stayed with the regular rotations as if Brunson went to the bench in the course of a game. Because this is where you could have started and used Derrick Rose. Remember we say you kept him for a reason. So if Brunson is out for an extensive period of time, start Rose.
Yeah, I definitely would have been playing Rose.
Start Rose.
Fresh legs. You know what I mean?
Not just fresh legs, but he got to get his rhythm. We seen that game that he came in late when he was clanking them 3 jumpers. But
he wouldn't have forced it though.
Yeah, but let him get in and get a rhythm. Let him get his feet wet, because you are going to need him at some point in the playoffs. For those same reasons, that's also going to happen to Randall and Brunson. When Randall and Brunson, remember Derrick was the only one, him and Bullock, in that other series 2 years ago, he was the only one, he was the only guard to have the poise. And then Bullock had a good series, even though we lost 4-1, to Atlanta. So I don't fault Randall for, you ain't going to give up everything. He still do the dumb spin move for turnovers. But some of that stuff you got to take.
Yeah, it's not even a spin move this year. I think he just, like I said, he's so used to not having to be triple and double teamed severely all year long that when it's almost like he gets, what Clyde say, lackadaisical? Yeah. It's like he just in the post and the ball is not secure and he's just poking it out from behind him.
Yeah, that's
It's like he's not paying attention because you used to Brunson out there. They got to guard him.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier for everybody on the court.
That's what makes it star, right?
Yeah, and that's what I mean about when I said Brunson being out isn't gonna hurt us, because now teams know they gotta pay attention to him.
Yeah,
I remember you said they got a game plan for Randall.
Yeah,
back then. Now I think they got a game plan for Brunson, because Brunson gets everybody going and makes everybody.
But a lot of
the way he talks to his teammates, you can see that
but they don't game plan for him, because everything he gets 1-on-1. So unless that's their strategy to let him go 1-on-1. Brunson he never really gets double teamed, even coming off the pick and roll. He has his way, because they don't get double teamed. Worried about
Randall.
No, because they worried about Randall, why he don't get double teamed. They don't want you coming off the pick and roll. He comes in. The scouting report on Brunson should be the easiest scouting report that you're going to get. He's going to come down off the pick and roll. He's going to pivot. He's going to fake one way. If you're there, he's going to fake the other way, and then he's going to fall back for the jumper. That's his move. So it comes down to either you just can't stop it, or you don't believe that he can just keep beating me with it. But everybody got a move that somebody could do. Everybody got that kind of move.
Yeah, I don't know.
Randall's spin move and then fade away. I would think teams could cap on that, but that's his go-to move.
But I think it's because it's a point guard. Point guard, I think you just got to deal with it.
Get the ball out of point guard's hands.
Because even with Steph Curry, he's the only one that really got a game plan. Him and Damian Lillard, because they'll pull it from way beyond the 3. They just not scared to pull it now. With everybody else, even like a Ja Morant, they'll play them the same because they're gonna drive. So you could play them kind of back. It's not like they'll pull it from way beyond the 3. I think that's the only difference. I think the game plan for them, but in the game plan they say, listen, we're gonna have to just do what we got to do.
Well, yeah,
because if you get into the bigger guy, that's a potential and one.
But the league has changed.
Kumbo, him.
The league has changed. Everybody pulling up from, even IQ. Everybody pulling up from deep.
I wish IQ would step back a little bit more.
Yeah, but they all doing it now. So all that's just the league now. Every team is doing it. All right, so let's talk about the standings then. Right now we are tied for 5th. I just don't know if they flip-flop us in the Nets. The losses hurt, but to me the wins, what's important is that we still got to keep pace. Like, don't lose our rhythm, even if you have to lose, because jumpers come, jumpers go. But as long as we drive into the hole, I could see last night, the past 2 nights, RJ driving to the hole. He's getting that back, and we need to clear a path in them situations, especially if Brunson's going to be out. Then maybe we need to clear a path so that RJ can have that on a regular basis.
Right.
because he's getting to the hole with that little floater. It seemed like he can get that whenever he wants. So 4th and 5th place is where you still trying to fight to be, but 6 is still the ultimate goal because you just don't want the play-in game, and it's almost like we having too good a season to have to deal with the play-in. It's like it's too good, and even now, my dream of the 50-win season now just dwindled because now it's down to 11-2, I think it is. We ain't gonna go 11-2 without Brunson. Well, we knew that when it was something in 4. That when Brunson is out, we wasn't going to be able to hold on to that. You just want to be able to hold serve because you're going to catch a rhythm again.
Which is crazy because I think it's just that we got to wait for Quickly to maybe develop because what he's shown in that game, that first game Brunson was out, I was like, damn, if we do that every night, then...
Yeah, but every night you're not going to be on. That's
not every night you're not going to be on, but we're going to be good.
Yeah, but he had good. He been having good. He listen, other than the first half last night, he did what he had to do. He down the stretch, we were back and forth with a good team. The Clippers have a good team, when they're all healthy.
It's bad because I didn't even know the game was. I went to go watch Creed. I couldn't miss that.
Yes, he did.
And when I came in, I was like, what happened? Announcers kept saying, what
happened?
He
ain't dedicated, y'all. He put Creed before the game.
You know what I mean? You got to see what's going on.
Nah.
Good movie, though.
Nah, I'm going to check it out, too. But we played the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George having good games, right? Having great games. We played them punch for punch, right? It just came down to, I think I turned my head for a minute to run in the kitchen. I'm talking about within like 30, 40 seconds. And then all of a sudden they were up 7 when it was like back and forth 1 point. So I didn't know anything could happen in that situation because it happened for us, during our winning streak. So it can go against you. But that's a good sign for us. We going up against their 2 all-stars, their superstar and all-star with just our all-star. And we played them down to the wire. It's just that it got out of hand. And that's what they do. With a guy like Kawhi Leonard, and maybe even a Kevin Durant and tidbit of a Giannis. I give them 3 that they could do that to you. That's why they're the best in our game. But we can't hold fault. We just can't let the losses just pile up like they did the last time. We won 8, and then we turn around and lost 5. So,
yeah, I'm on for when they do good. I'm on for them.
Yeah,
doing good,
I mean they're doing good even
during the show.
Losing.
I gotta point out that this is where y'all going wrong, or where's your mentality at? Because that's where but that in the playoffs, it's a different mentality that you got to go into.
Yeah,
it's not no more you just going out there to play. It's the chess game. It's the moves you make.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what it was last night. And Kawhi,
you know what I mean? Like some players is hot-headed. They got to cool it down. Some players, they getting technical. Like Dwight Howard, right? I remember he get a lot of technicals. When it gets to play, you can't have them mental lapses to get those technicals.
Yeah.
But Randall, he can't go back to them old ways of.
It was Kawhi.
You so mad that you not even. They gonna put hands on you.
No, it wasn't even. He didn't play.
Listen, when I tell Randall, this is what I'm saying. I'm not bombing on him. No, I'm not being hard on telling them. Listen, when you out there and you that physical, they gonna be that physical with you. The reason why we like the Knicks is like I don't even know if they realize it. When you physical with these other teams, they don't want to play with y'all no more. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna a team like that is gonna do that to you, and the game plan that to do that to you. You just can't have a mental lapse.
No, the frustration, the frustration would have came if I'm being physical on my end. Y'all are calling it. But they're being physical with me. Y'all are not calling. It is hard sometimes when you see the other superstar getting the ticky-tack fouls called for them, and you're not getting the brutal calls called for you.
And then you give them away.
And I'm gonna skip to that. I'm gonna skip to that too.
Was that Morris when we had him when he hit something in the head with the ball and he tried to fake it? Yeah. Sometimes you gotta hit him upside their head. Hit him with the elbow when you turn around.
And he did that, and it was his favor. He chopped Morris's hand off him. And they didn't, Morris goes flying and Randall made the layup. They didn't call it on him because they see the physicalness. But when you're looking across at Kawhi and Paul George, like, give me that. That would frustrate you. And we're gonna
good frustration. My bad. Good frustration is with Draymond and something from the Grizzlies. That's good frustration. Like, they was bugging out, hands in the face, ball in the face, head to head. Get in his head. Yeah. Like, don't do it to your teammates. Don't do it to your partner, get in their head.
Well, I think it's just something about the way I never liked teammates yelling at teammates anyway. That was never my thing, even playing. But You know, just that right now the season is too good that even that's I look at the things I think is our problem to even stop the bleeding. But I want us to keep our rhythm. And right now we still keeping our rhythm. You know, we just have to catch it and you know and get back in the winning column.
Listen, I got my ball kicks in the room.
Like, nah. They need real go-to players right now, like me. All right, so if we look at the stats last night, this is the first time we had a bad field goal shooting night. 36% to their 48. Right? So that'll tell you a whole lot right there. 3-point field goal, 7 for 31. They was 10 for 30. So that's almost even, but the free throws, we were 24 for 27. They was 12 for 16. So we won that battle. The rebounds, we was 54. They was 39. We won that battle. And then the turnovers was the same. So it came down to, okay, coaches could have made a better adjustment of going to, because RJ had something going. I believe that with Brunson out, and I believe even with Brunson in, this is the time to unleash Quentin Grimes.
Yeah,
this is the time right now. Unleash him on the league. That man is ready. He's ready for prime time basketball, and we need to put Quentin Grimes in that position where everybody on the court know, even in practice and in shoot around, we giving him the ball to attack from all these different angles on the court because he's ready. Yeah. he's I don't care what nobody will have to say. That man could be, he's a star. He's a star in this league, and we better capitalize on it now. So even them times, if Brunson or Randall go out, which I always say, we still better off if Brunson go out than we are if Randall go out. Yeah. But Quentin Grimes he's the guy. He can get you, like he's getting you what he got to give you off of scraps. You make him a primetime player in your offense, teams is not going to be able to shut that down. Right. He's a true player, a true essence of what a triple threat is, and that's what he is. All right. Today we're gonna skip the player profile because I wanted to talk about which it was gonna be about D Rose, even though you know they got no stats.
I thought it was gonna be about me. I was about to say 6 foot. You know what I mean?
Nah, y'all believe me. You always want the father who put the ball in his crib out there. That's what y'all want. All right, so Fred VanVleet of the Toronto Raptors. I thought this was big because it goes back to what we're talking about with Randall. He called out the refs for, there's one particular ref he calls out that every time Toronto plays that team, that ref got a vendetta against him. And he gets the worst end of the stick every time that he can't even say boo to this ref because he's going to get teed up. And he was saying that the refs, that you know, people are not coming to see you, they're coming to see the players. And it reminded me of something with Charles Barkley back in the day when he went out of ref and got suspended because he was saying, refs, you know, y'all personal vendettas are taking the game away, and we out here fighting for our life, which was his quotes. Right. We fighting for our life, and y'all deciding to call the game based on who you don't like, not even who you favor. So if you curse out a ref or do something to a ref one game, some of them are holding on to that animosity. And I wish that now, after hearing that, and then I talked today, somebody would go back and look at Randall's frustration games, right? That you said he should not be taken out on the players. I don't condone that for anybody. But is it the same ref that might be in there that don't give you that? Remember, Melo could get beat up, and they would just look at it as it. But what they say though, we would have to call that every time. Didn't call it every time. Shaq. Yeah. So is Randall's frustration too? Is that part of the same thing that VanVleet is talking about? Did Randall piss off a ref somewhere that one or two of them deciding that, you know, we ain't getting it? That's something that could be looked at.
I think with the Knicks, period, Randall definitely, and the Knicks organization, period, I think the refs don't fairly ever even call the Knicks games right. Right? You be praying that they're going to call most of these Knicks games right. It's almost like, it's the Knicks, we're going to leave them out of it. Yeah. Now, in Randall's case, when you're watching the game, I know when you watch, they can't hold Randall. So they're going to put extra hands on him. Is that fair? No. Should the refs call the games better? Right. If they did call the games better, everybody would start looking a lot better. But we say it ourselves. Kawhi Leonard's going to get them superstar calls. Why is he getting better calls than anybody else anyway? Yeah. That's the problem with the league, with just the refs in general. But with Randall, I think it's just a fact that you got to start telling yourself, like a Shaq, like they barbecue chicken. Like they can't hold you. This is why they playing you like this. And now you got to make the refs want to call it.
Yeah.
Same thing with Melo. That was my gripe with Melo. Well, make these refs call it by your style of play.
Yeah.
Like how much blood or whatever you're going to see. But the league got to do a better job.
Yeah, they definitely got to look
playing
into
it
that.
back and saying like, yo, listen, he getting beat up out there. We got players right now doing travels and all type of stuff. Only the superstars.
Yeah.
It's not the regular players.
I know.
Away with
No, you're right.
Klay Thompson gets away with damn near highway robbery. Like, I'll be like, there's no way he dribble up court, stop, take 3 steps, stop, and start dribbling again. There's no way.
Well, something got to give. But I think that, you know, Van Fleet, he was willing, he knew a big fine was coming, and he was willing to take that fine to say what he had to say. So that tells you something, that it's a problem. Yeah. Even though I wish the players, and every player do it on our team, every player do it in the league. It's like, finish the play before you start crying for the call. Because I look at how sometimes when they go into the hole, in particularly RJ and Randall does it, of course, but in particularly RJ and IQ, finish the play first. Don't, as soon as you get hit, start looking for the foul. Finish continuation. So even if you get the foul, you get the and one. You know, until it's just too much crying. But the league should look into that. You know, and I'll be the point now if I'm a coach. Sometimes you got to sell it to the referee after you get hit, but finish the play and then get back on defense.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen,
Yeah,
if I was NBA,
that also is ruining the game.
I mean, if I was constructing the NBA, a lot of these stuff I'm not calling anyway.
But make it established.
Yeah. I'll make it established. Like, y'all got to go earn that anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to the whole 500 miles per hour, you're going to get touched.
Yeah, but
right
that's the problem.
If you're getting smacked in the arm coming down, that's a whole different thing.
But that's the problem. Two things. One, it's the referees aren't consistent on both ends of the court. And then 2, you're not consistent from the first half to the second half. So the players don't get a chance to really adjust. You're letting us beat each other up, right? All the first 3 quarters. And then the last 5 minutes, you're calling every ticky-tack foul.
True, I'm hard on RJ, but he get fouled damn near every time he goes to the hole.
Yeah, but he needs to finish it first.
Yeah.
Finish it, the move through, then complain on your way back. Don't hold up the defense.
Well, at this point, don't even complain because you are.
Well, they're gonna,
you're going in there full steam ahead.
Yeah.
You know you're going in for the contact. Like I said, Knicks play very physical. So I can see if Quickly was complaining, he tries to avoid the contact.
Yeah, but he's also doing the same thing with the Quickly.
But that's what I'm saying. But he's trying to avoid the contact. Every other player on our team, even Hart, you see how he dropped to the hole? You dropped to the hole running him over like you a
yeah, but Quickly's avoiding the contact. With that move, he knows he's getting fouled.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, when he does that,
they never call this on the Knicks.
They do. He gets that call all the time.
He do.
They call that on him. That's mostly go to the hole when he's driving to pull up for the floater because he know the guy's gonna stop and run into him.
I mean, if I'm being picky, I'm like, oh well, that's an and one, that's foul.
Yeah, but he gets that call a lot. He's probably our third, fourth guy that goes to the line the most for the same move. All right, so anyway, fellas, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
I mean, hit that subscribe button. Give one more chance. Go ahead.
Hook the brothers up.
Okay, hallelujah. Thank you.
All right, until next time. Peace.
Peace.